Singer, songwriter, jazz crooner, voice actor, public speaker and occasional thespian, Mia Palencia is a woman of many talents. Since springing to prominence as the prodigious songbird of well-known local jazz act Double Take at the tender age of 14, Mia has blossomed into a popular solo artist, celebrated for her sweet mellow tones and a keen ear for a beautiful tune all over the region. Last April, Mia released her debut solo album Finding My Way to great critical acclaim. Now, with a new set of songs recorded and ready to go, the Sabah-born singer-songwriter is ready to deliver an eagerly awaited sophomore collection. Switch Up caught up with the Malaysian minstrel to talk about her forthcoming new album, her musical influences, and the fine art of songwriting. Hello Mia.
Hello, very
Thanks a lot
nice.
for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you.
Well, let's kick off this chat with you telling me a bit about your forthcoming new album. Very excited about that.
Okay, well, I've been working on it for the whole year now, and Songs from the Jiwang Kingdom is actually sort of like a semi-acoustic sound.
Yeah.
I released an album last year called Finding My Way, and one of the types of feedback that kept coming back was that people liked it, but they still felt it was a little busy because they're sort of used to me being very stripped down. So we decided to go into the studio and try and recreate almost like a live sound.
Right.
So it was just me and a guitarist a lot of the time. Sometimes we had a cellist, sometimes we had a percussionist, but most of the time it was just really raw.
Okay.
So it's being released in its digital format next month, hopefully. But the thing is, the physical album that comes out in November is actually, hopefully, if everything goes well, going to be a double disc album.
Right.
So, Songs from the Jiwang Kingdom has 12 songs, and the bonus CD is actually the same 12 songs, but I'm collaborating with different people and bands for every song.
Wow, fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
So this is a very ambitious project.
Yes, absolutely.
Mate, you wrote all the songs on this record.
yeah.
Right? Can you talk to me about some of the new songs
Okay.
on this record?
Well, I guess we kind of ended up calling it Songs from the Jiwang Kingdom because
Yeah, what's all that about?
Okay, well, Jiwang, you know, it's like this Malay word that sort of means, it doesn't really have an English equivalent, but it kind of means sentimental, hopeless, romantic sort of. But a lot of the songs in this CD are not really so much, you know, the typical love related. There's a lot of sort of finding myself type songs and just how I feel about things happening in the world right now, and so they're very dear to me, and I guess that's kind of the theme of the album, is that they're very personal songs.
Okay. Well, you said you spent a year working on the music. How was the process making this record? Did you work with various different people on this, like producers and whatnot, or did you produce yourself?
Well, I did produce the first CD myself. With the collaboration CD later on, we'll be working with different people. Actually, it's been really, really fun.
Yeah.
I think keeping it real just sort of gives singer-songwriters the chance to sort of just be themselves. And I wouldn't say I have regrets for the last CD, but because it was a lot of stuff going on in a song, it did, I think, take away a little bit from what I was trying to say, what I was trying to do. So just sort of keeping it simple this time around, it's been really fun. And harder, because less stuff is more space, you know?
Yeah.
And you can hear all the mistakes, so we've tried to be as perfectionist as possible.
Brilliant. Well, Mia, can you point me out to some of the songs that we should look out for on this record?
Okay.
Some of your standout songs here.
Well, when I came out with the CD last year, I wrote a song at the time called Call Waiting, and funny story, it's actually a ringtone. I wrote it as a ringtone.
Right.
And it's probably the only person really who has written a song as a ringtone. But it was a song about picking up the phone. It was because we were trying to sell a ringtone, and I thought, well, I can splice up my songs, or I could actually write a ringtone. So I got around to it, and I liked the hook so much. It was just 30 seconds, and you can get it now. Because the hook turned out to be so good, I ended up writing a whole song for it.
Right.
So
and this song's on your new record.
yeah, absolutely. I think that will be the single that we're pushing, but also I've been experimenting with some Malay material. Obviously English is still my first language, and it's mostly an English album, but you know, I try to give it a shot every now and again.
No, fantastic stuff, fantastic stuff. Well, can you tell me, Mia, about some of the musical influences on the record? I know you got quite a lot of diverse tastes, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You came up from a jazz background, but
Yeah.
here you are doing kind of like a folky thing.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So tell me about your influences on this record.
I think in the beginning, as a singer-songwriter, I was quite frustrated because I was singing jazz, which is technically quite a challenging sort of music.
Right.
But because I was a poor guitarist at the time, I just couldn't really keep up with how I could sing. So I was writing very simple songs in the beginning, and I was leaning towards rock actually when we started out. But now that I've sort of become more comfortable with the guitar as an instrument, I've sort of been able to play around with it some more. So sounds that I've been really wanting to try, sort of like an India Ari acoustic but soul and yet folky, like a Tracy Chapman sort of thing. I think that's sort of the direction this album is taking right now.
Fantastic stuff, fantastic stuff. Well, obviously later you're going to play us a track from the record, right?
Yeah.
But now I want to talk about your approach to songwriting.
Okay.
I know now you're playing a lot of guitar. Is that the instrument that you tend to write your songs on?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
I mean, I play the piano.
Right.
I play both instruments by ear, so I'm not really technically very good. But the guitar just, you know, it's something that comes with you wherever you go, and unlike the piano, which sort of sits at home.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I guess I find that when I pick up the guitar, you know, stuff happens.
Well, you know, obviously I'm very interested about the whole art of songwriting. And one thing that I always tend to ask people is what comes first, right? Music or lyrics?
Right.
So what's that with you, Mia? Did you write some lyrics first?
Well, actually I find that I tend to write with licks. Like I'll sit down with the guitar, find a nice riff, and then suddenly the song appears to me. I don't actually write one or the other first. Okay. It almost comes together for me anyway. Okay. Well,
you know, just a couple of more questions before I get you to play me a song.
Yeah.
You do many things, but music is your first love, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what is it about like playing music and writing songs that captures you so much?
I think it's personal, which is a really important thing for me. People these days are quite detached from their work, and this being my work and this being something that I love to do, it's just a really wonderful opportunity to do something that I love to do and still make money out of it.
Yeah.
It's not something that everybody can, you know, brag about. So I'm really grateful and blessed to be able to do both. I guess also I've always had like a writing streak. I've tried to go back to writing just stories and stuff, and somehow it just doesn't do it for me. Like now that I've started writing with music, I'm just sort of going in that direction, and it's just really good fun. And when you sit down with a band and the band starts to play with you and comes up with an arrangement, it's just this incredible feeling.
Okay, fantastic. All right, and the last word on your new album, Songs from the Jiwang Kingdom. It's coming out next month digitally.
Yes.
What can we expect from that record, Mia?
It's real. It's raw. It really is what I hope. You know, you come to one of my gigs, you hear me on stage, you go back with the CD. That's exactly what you're getting. Which is something that, you know, people really want. I found that with the first album, they'd go home and they're like, "But this doesn't sound anything like you live," you know. But yeah, and obviously when the physical album comes out in November, hopefully if everything goes well, you kind of have, you know, the raw versions, and then you also have the full band versions with all the people collaborating.
All right, just before we go, you're going to play us a song from a new record. What's the song called?
I'm actually going to play Call Waiting. Since we talked about it, I think I should play that one. So
okay, fantastic.
The ringtone song.
So Mia, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us. Good luck with your new record.
Thank you, Zach. Pick up the phone, baby. Please don't miss my call again. Pick up the phone, baby. 'Cause I'm waiting on the other end. Pick up the phone, baby. Please don't miss my call again. Pick up the phone, baby. 'Cause I'm waiting on the other end.
you.